Hi everyone, we are Team Create and our app is called AlignAI. My name is Stephanie and my team members are Jackie and Nina and our mentor is Abraham.
So imagine a typical 80-year-old woman. She has a gardening hobby and enjoys caring for her two grandchildren. But one afternoon, as she walks along the hallway of her home, she trips and falls to the ground, breaking her hip. So her family rushes her to the hospital. After getting her hip replacement surgery, she is advised to go to physical therapy. However, no one in her family can afford her treatment, and the facility is too far away. In her room, the elderly woman lies painfully on her bed, and her family is unsure how to help her get exercise. And with each passing day, her physical and mental health declines. She complains of back problems and cannot continue her gardening hobby without pain. When her grandchildren visit, she also struggles to walk with them and spends most of her time sitting or lying in bed. Many elderly people share this sedentary and dangerous lifestyle, like the grandmother in our story. What could be a universal solution to their problem?
After identifying elderly people as my team's targeted audience for our app, we researched the negative side effects of a sedentary lifestyle. Due to their age and increased health risks, elderly people are one of the most sedentary populations in our society, making them very vulnerable to digestive issues, poor circulation, poor mental health, and even bone mass loss. Not only does this make them more prone to falling, which is the highest cause of death for this age group, but they can become depressed as well. For these reasons, my team wanted to explore different methods of exercise that would benefit the elderly the most, physically and mentally.
So how can we address these issues of a sedentary lifestyle? Well, one effective way is through the practice of yoga. Yoga isn't just any physical exercise because it emphasizes the regulation of breathing, mindfulness, and the maintenance of proper posture, while also promoting muscle strength, balance, mobility, and mental well-being, all of which are particularly important for the elderly, since they boost independence and quality of life. Research has shown that yoga can significantly reduce the risk of chronic diseases and mitigate cardiovascular risks that disproportionately affect the elderly. Now that we know what researchers have to say, we're interested in what potential users of our product thought. So we created a survey that received 85 responses. One of the questions asked respondents to self-report how often they exercise. While we saw responses across all categories, most people reported on the lower end. But also, studies show that participants tend to over-report their physical activity, which raises the concern that people aren't getting nearly enough exercise as recommended by health professionals. Next, we explored what prevented respondents from exercising. Two-thirds of the participants stated not enough time as one of their primary reasons, but many respondents also mentioned inaccessibility, fear of injury, and lack of confidence. Lastly, about 85% of our respondents acknowledged that exercise likely affects posture, which is crucial because understanding the impacts of exercise on posture can help individuals make more informed decisions, but that's only the first step. From these survey results and research, we want to create an app that addresses all of these concerns.
Despite the benefits weekly yoga exercises have with elderly people, our team also considered the positive and negative effects that an AI yoga app would have for both older users and their families. The first positive outcome is accessibility. Instead of having to travel to a doctor's office for physical therapy, the user can meet their fitness goal in the comfort and safety of their own home, which also gives their family a bit more peace of mind. Based on our survey, we noticed that many people expressed not having enough time to exercise. So having an AI yoga app would relieve already busy families from having to drive and constantly watch their older members. However, with technology, there are also negative effects. From our survey, we noticed not all elderly people are completely comfortable with technology. Our team recognizes that there may be connection problems, concerns over data privacy, and even reduced family interaction. We compared our app to four of the most common yoga and exercise apps. Through our comparison, we found that many of these popular fitness programs require monthly subscriptions and cannot be considered elderly friendly. And most importantly, we noticed that many fitness apps such as Alo Moves and Fitbod prioritize weight loss over posture, which would harm older users who might have different goals. Unlike all the other yoga and exercise apps that we researched, our app, Align AI, is free of charge, personalized to fit your age, elderly friendly, corrects posture, and provides real-time guidance and assistance with AI.
Since the models took a long time to train, we ran into obstacles and were not able to frequently have the app working yet. For our app features, we want our app to take a headshot of the user by putting a square around their face, predict their age based on their headshot, and recommend yoga poses based on their predicted age, as some age groups have an easier time with certain yoga poses compared to other age groups. The app records the user's posture when performing the yoga poses, classifies whether the posture is good or not, and compares the posture to other people's postures performing a yoga pose by creating a video compilation of how these people did the pose. We use two models, one for yoga posture and another for predicting age. Although both models use CNNs, the yoga posture also uses MobileNet. The yoga posture model takes much less time to run compared to the age predictor model, which took at least 6 hours to train. We used various images of yoga poses such as camel pose and chair pose that were mainly found on a Kaggle dataset, but also on Google to train our yoga posture model. The test accuracy for most yoga poses is fairly high. As the epochs increased, the loss for the training and testing models decreased, but the accuracy for the models increased. Our age predictor model also predicted Einstein's age with a high confidence.
There are also many ways we plan on expanding this app, which includes a live share feature, allowing users to share live recordings of their yoga exercises with others as a safety precaution, reminder notifications reminding users to complete their yoga routine and stay hydrated, a space for educational content, which will include resources for users to learn more about their posture and overall physical health, as well as nutrition advice personalized to the user. This is AlignAI, your fitness goals perfectly aligned. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, team. All right, let me just set up the timer for Q&A. And all right, judges, if you would like to start asking your questions to the team.
I have a really quick one. Why were you trying to predict age? Because I think most people know how old they are.
Well, I think it honestly relates to data privacy a bit. I think, also some people tend to like lie about their age, which is something that I've noticed, particularly with elder people. And yes, this is like a yoga and exercise app, so you would think that you want to put the correct age, but we didn't want to have like too many steps in our app. So we just thought it would be easier to just have everything in one. So that's why we thought it would be a bit easier for the user to just already have facial recognition for them.
And just to add on to that super quickly, people rarely enter pins on their phones anymore. They tend to use facial recognition. So we think this is something we can implement and that people would prefer this over manually typing in their age.
I have a question. So, what inspired you to focus on the elderly, since most of these apps are usually kind of focused on younger people?
Well, for me personally, I had like a very personal experience like with my grandmother. She fell down and broke her hip, and she did not receive proper care at physical therapy because she couldn't speak like this, she could not speak English. So she lost like 20 pounds and she was just sitting and lying at home all the time. And because my family was so busy, no one could really take care of her. So that's why, like, personally, I wanted to focus on the elderly people because I do think they're a bit more forgotten about than younger people.
Awesome. Judges, we have time for maybe two more questions if you want to hop in.
You ever get stats on how many elderly people have a smartphone currently? Because I know none of my grandparents do.
We don't have that exact statistic, but we do know that more and more elderly people are getting smartphones. I know from personal experience and from me talking to my friends, instead of like including a whole survey for that, that they recently, their grandparents are recently getting smartphones or other types of devices like a laptop. So we do think that in the near future, this project would be more doable since more people are getting um, these devices. And also, we're not exactly thinking about putting this out right now. So in the future, there's going to be a next generation of people who are going to be in the elderly age category who have already grown up with technology.
Awesome. Thank you, team.